Hey guys, it's Elena and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while since I've actually sat down and recorded a video. I have a new palette review to do. So yes, I broke my no buy, so there's that. But I broke my no buy for a gorgeous palette. So I have the new Nomad Cosmetics Cartagena Magica palette. So today we're going to be doing a look with this. I'm going to be look, first impressions, all that jazz. So if you're interested in seeing what I create, what I do with this beautiful palette, then definitely keep on watching. All right, so while I prime my eyes, I'm going to read you the little definition about this palette. So this palette does retail for $37. It is a bit pricey, but they are like an indie brand, so yeah, that's why the prices are like that. But they have amazing palettes. I actually have a couple products by them. I have this Nomad and Cindy Bather's face palette that I got as an Ipsy add-on. So it has bronzers and highlighters in it, and it's absolutely amazing. I am going to be using this today because I haven't used it in a while, and I do love this palette. So if you can add this on in your Ipsy, I highly recommend that you do because they don't sell this on their website. And then I also have the Nomad Cosmetics Berlin Underground palette. This is my favorite palette probably in my whole collection if I had to say, because these shades are amazing. These shimmers are absolutely like stunning. This was an Ipsy palette, so we did get this in an Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. So I love this palette. I've used it a couple of times, so I do highly recommend this one. They do still sell it on their website. This is the Cartagena Magica palette, and it says Bienvenidos a Cartagena, colorful monochromatic 15 intense eyeshadows formulated with extra fine pigments for brilliant color payoff, 9 marvelous mattes, and 6 enchanting shimmers inspired by the magical realism of beguiling city of Cartagena, Colombia, infused with rosehip oil to help nourish and enrich the skin, and it's cruelty-free and vegan. So here's the palette. Here's the inside. So it's super stunning. I know the lighting is really bright. There we can see it better. It's so stunning, absolutely gorgeous. I love it. A really nice high quality mirror, so yeah. And I don't know if you guys noticed the little imprints in all of these shadows. The little imprints are so cute. I love this palette already. I'm gonna go in with Cien Años, which is this shade right here. It's kind of like a peachy shade. And I'm going to put this all over my lid. Super pigmented. There's a little kick up, but not too much. Yeah, this is definitely like a true peach type of shade. I like it though. That is a beautiful shade. The camera's not doing it too much justice. In person, it's a little darker than it looks on camera. Alright, so now let's move on. I really want to play with the oranges. So I'm going to go in with Otro Demonios, which is this. It's a scarlet type of shade. On camera it kind of looks red, but it's more scarlet because it's orange. It's an orangey. It's scarlet. I'm taking this in the same brush, really pigmented, and I'm just going to put this on my outer V. It's really pretty. Not as pigmented on the lid though when it's on the brush, but let's see if it's buildable. It's building, so happy about that. So once you start blending, the shade does go away, but you can keep building it back up and just try to focus it on the area that you want the most pigment, and then it will stay. If you notice it now, the pigment is really there, but it went away as I start to blend. So keep in mind of that. If you want the pigment to stay, then you want to blend first and then pack it back where you want it to stay. So I'm just color switching this brush. I'm just gonna keep using this brush. Honestly, all of my brushes need to be cleaned, so I'm just gonna use this brush so I don't have to search for my brushes. Now I am going to go into Realissimo Magico, which is this orange shade right in the middle, and I'm going to put that I'm gonna put that in the middle because I really want to use the yellow in my inner. Yeah. This shade is very light, so it's a little hard to see that it's there, but it's there. I'm saying, like, on camera you might not be able to see it, but in person I can see that it's there. Now I'm just blending these two shades together. I'm getting a little fallout on my face, but not too much. I'm glad I didn't do my base first. Not bad. All right, so I'm gonna dip back into Otro Demonios because I want to add a little bit more of this shade right here. I feel like I went away a little bit because I was blending it with the Realissimo Magico shade. So I'm just trying to add that pigment back here. And I'm also blending up here into my crease because I also want to make sure that all of the shades are blended together so that there's no harsh lines, no craziness going on. I'm using a very light hand also, if you guys ever wonder. I'm using a very light hand, soft motions. So now I do want to try to use this yellow shade. I am going to switch my brush though, because I don't want to use a fluffy brush for this. I want to use like a flat type of brush. So I'm going to use the E7 from Blinged Brushes Rose Gold collection, and I'm going to dip into the yellow shade, which is called Todo la Vida, the yellow one. I did like 3 or 4 swipes and I got a decent amount of pigment. What? Wait a minute. I've never found a yellow that looked this good putting it down right away. Usually yellows are very hard to find, like true yellow, if that makes any sense. I'm just packing the yellow there and then I will blend, because usually with yellows they go away after you blend them. So I'm trying to pack it where I want it. Oh wow, this is so pretty. The yellow would probably pop up a lot more if I would have cut my crease, waited for it to dry, and then put the yellow there so that it had a clean, blank, bright canvas to stick to. So next time I'll probably have to try that. But that is very, very pretty. I do like the way that that looks. I have some yellow fallout here. All right, so now I really want to use a shimmer, and I'm probably just going to do it on my inner corner. So I'm going to use this yellow shimmer. This one is called Persiguer Sueños. I probably said that wrong, but I tried. So that's the one we're gonna go for. I'm gonna try to use it dry first, of course. So I'm taking the E14 from the Starry Nights brushes from Blinged Brushes, and I'm just going to pick this up. Oh, okay, a lot actually picked up. I'm just gonna. What? Oh my lord. And this is dry, just so that you know. I am using it dry. I was not expecting that. I don't know why. I have the other palette and their shimmers are exactly the same. You don't have to wet your brushes. Wow, that's stunning. Okay, we're gonna use another shimmer. I'm gonna go in with Del Amor, which is this orange sparkly shade. And I'm gonna put it where the orange is, obviously, if you didn't guess it already. You won't be able to really see it too well because they're basically the same shades. The Bellissimo Magico and the Delamore Sparkly Orange, they're basically the same. Wow though, wow though. Okay, Nomad Cosmetics. I really wish that there was a darker orange though to kind of like deepen up this look, but I can probably use Otro de Minos to kind of just really pack it, and maybe it'll get what I'm wanting. So we're gonna try that. I'm gonna really pack this on my outer V. See if I can get some definition. A little bit, didn't really do much, but that's okay. I'm gonna dip into Bellissimo Magico and just blend these shades together that were in my crease. I'm gonna add that yellow shimmer back also, because with the blending it kind of covered up my little shimmer. Alright, so off camera I'm going to do the other eye. I'm going to do a little bit more cleaning up. That's just the boring part. I'm just going to be like blending a lot more and do the other eye. And then we'll come back and we will do, you know, the tight line maybe if I decide to do the tight line. But I'll just talk about the palette also when we come back. Alright, and we are back. It was forever for me, but 2 seconds for you. Let's do this tight line and then we can talk about the palette. So since I did get fallout right here of the dark orange shade, that's what we're going to tight line with, but I am only going to tight line it right here, just the outer portion. So that was the Otro de Minos shade, so I'm just taking that on a JS, what is this brush? JS 10. I do want to do an inner corner, but we kind of used the lightest shade that was in here for an inner corner, which was, you know, the yellow shade, which by the way, I put the pigment on my brush and then spritzed my brush and then I applied it on top of what I already did on camera, and that's why it's so pigmented on my lids now, because it was wet. So I do highly recommend that you wet your brush. Put it on your brush first, then spritz it with like setting spray or something and then put it, and it'll look like this. Like, that is stunning. It looks so freaking gorgeous. I love it. So I'm actually going to take this Nomad Cosmetics and Sydney Bathers palette, and I'm going to take the Valamoria Beach shade, this pink highlighting shade, which is what I use to highlight my face. I'm going to use this as an inner corner because I don't have one in the palette that I want to use. All right, everybody, well, here is the final look. Let me know down below what you think. I love the way that the look came out. I think that it's really stunning. On the lips, I used Juvia's Place. I think I used Kebi, and I used one of the Luxe lip liners that were too dark, so I'm not even going to mention that one. But I used the lipstick, the Velvet Nude lipstick in Kebi, and then on top I put the It's Electric gloss, all from Juvia's Place. So yeah, really comfortable on the lips. I know I say that every time, but it's just, their lip products are really good. Well, let's go into this palette. So first of all, I want to talk about the packaging because it's just so stunning. It's so pretty. I love the colors. I love this whole entire thing. I know I'm saying the same thing, but it's just so gorgeous. The whole artwork and the colors and everything, it's just so pretty. And then of course the inside of the palette actually matches the outside, which how many times do we see that? It's not that common where we see a palette that actually matches the outside of the palette. So I really appreciate that they did that. These shades are absolutely stunning. I mean, the shimmers, even though I used only two, I used the yellow one, which was the one all over my lid right now, and then the Delamore, which was the orange shade, which I also did use on the outer portion. You just can't see it, but I did put the pigment on my brush and then spritz my brush with setting spray, and it did make the shimmer pop a lot more. So I do recommend that you wet your brush to use these shimmers so that you can get extreme payoff, because it's insane how pretty these shimmers are. Dry, they're still really good, but if you want it to really pop the way that it looks on my lids, you're gonna want to wet the pigment on your brush. So there's that. The mattes are probably one of the best mattes formula that I've ever used, next to, like, you know, Juvia's Place and Jeffree Star, because it's up there with those two brands because they lay down really nicely and they're really pigmented, and they also blend effortlessly with each other. Because if you take a really dark shade like this one, the Otro Dominos shade, and you kind of want to diffuse it, if you take this peach shade that I used to set my lid, Cien Años, that kind of diffused the shade so that it wasn't too dark, which is really nice because that just means that they lay down together nicely, but then they also perform and blend together nicely as well. You don't get like a muddy type of look, you get a seamless, nice blend. So I really liked that. They were really easy to work with, so these are definitely beginner friendly palettes because it's just so easy to work with these shades and formulas. Like, you don't even have to try, they do what they're supposed to do on their own. So yes, this palette is pricey, but I do recommend it. If you can afford it, I do recommend it. I would love to know if you guys decide to try any of their products, or if you have tried any of their products, then let me know. I'm sure most of you guys, if you've been an Ipsy subscriber for a while, then you've probably gotten this palette. And if you have this palette, can you let me know what you think about it? Because I know it's a very grungy, like, dark palette, but that's what I'm all about. So that's why this is my favorite palette, because it's just so awesome. And again, the shimmers in here are amazing. My favorite shimmer in here is the Poor But Sexy Gold right in the middle. Oh my gosh. Let me just swatch it for you. I know I don't really do swatches, I don't care for them, but like, look at that. That's insanely good. Like, it's so freaking stunning. Their formula is just amazing, so definitely check them out if you have not already. They have a whole bunch of other stuff. I do believe that they have some face palettes. I know that this was a collab and they don't have it on their website, but they have little palettes. Even though they are pricey, I do feel like they are worth it, especially if you haven't tried this brand before. I do feel like you should give it a go. Make sure that you like this video if you enjoyed it, and definitely subscribe if you have not already. I appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. You have no idea. I love all of you guys, and I'll see you next time with another one. Bye.